I think there's a lot of racism within Indian culture against the black community.
Yeah.
But now people are getting empowered, saying, look, mom, if you want to be a part of my life, you're going to have to deal with this. And mom's like, oh my God, I don't want to lose my kid. Okay.
Sit down and talk about the amount of racism that most Indian people have towards black people.
I wasn't going to stitch this video because I've made many videos talking about racism in our community. But I've seen a lot of stitches on this video and Indian people saying, well, it's not all Indian people. Yeah, we know that, black people know that, but it's a lot of us. So they are valid to say Indian people are racist.
I would not recommend going to Delhi.
Okay. Scratch that off.
Because Delhi is also a great cultural vibe, but the people sometimes are very, and especially because you're black, I'm going to tell you there are racists over there who are very much in your face.
Indians are, I don't know if I should say this, but they obsessed with white skin.
A lot of Indians don't like black people because if you have a baby with a black guy, they think how dark it will come out. And in my case, this is true. So my family always called me dark growing up. Mind you, I'm not that dark. But my mother is darker than me and my father is lighter than me. So of course then you get me. But apparently I'm still dark. So when I was pregnant with my son, all my mom would say is how dark my child was going to be.
Sometimes I open my Instagram and I get a DM from someone saying, hi, black cow. I don't really know what to say. They're obsessed with my skin color.
Really?
And I think it's because when a woman is talking about her expectations from a relationship, especially an Indian woman, and she says it so openly that I need a guy to treat me like this.
Yeah.
Then they look at, oh, but are you fair?
What do you deserve? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Are you light-skinned? And if you're not, oh, no,
Shut
you're...
up.
Yeah, exactly. Those are the kind of comments that I get.
Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Now, in today's video, we are going to see an Indian woman who went viral for speaking about the anti-blackness awareness and racism that exists within her community. Many households in India, they raise their children to always hate black skin, to hate black features, and always to look down upon these black communities. But it's so ironical that these parents, they teach their children such kind of things, not knowing that in the same community, we also have darker skin tones compared to us black people. The lady went ahead and she talked about the way Indians are very racist towards us black people. The Indians got mad and they flooded on her comment section, calling her all sorts of names and disowning her. You can clearly see the way these people, they're in so much denial, and you can just feel that it's true. Let's quickly get into the video and come back for discussions. And if you haven't subscribed, please, my love, hit the subscription button.
Indian people are coming for me in my comments. And, you know, so I know I'm on the right track with what I'm saying. But what I want to talk about in this specific video is Indian people and anti-black racism specifically. So whether this is within the country of India, or whether this is when Indian people immigrate to any part of the world, whether it be on the African continent, in North America, South America, wherever, Indian people have, and again, I'm not saying every single Indian person, but I'm talking about Indian people generally, our society, our culture, the belief systems that Indian people hold, etc. Indian people are extremely, extremely racist, especially towards black people. And if you take a black person who has been around Indian people for any period of time, black people pick up on this. It's something that is, this is not a secret. Whether you're talking to, say African students who study in India, which there are African students who are there, or whether you're talking about, say, Kenyans. There's a large population of Kenya that are Indian people that have immigrated to that country, or South Africa, or Canada, or, the United States, whatever. But black people pick up on Indian people's racism because it is quite apparent. It's something that that is there. It's obvious. So I'm just going to give you an example of me, my family, and the Indian people in South Africa when I grew up there. I spent for the first 12 years of my life under apartheid. So we had servants, maids, cooks, gardeners, etc. And all of these people were Africans. They were black people. And all of the Indians in South Africa had servants. Okay, they were all black. Now, how were these servants treated? They were treated as subhuman. They were not considered to be human beings with feelings. They drank out of different cups. So Indian people would not share their table with the servants who were an integral part of their household. They took care of their children.
Most of the racism that I've actually experienced since coming to Canada has been from Indians.
Actually,
unfortunately, that's the reality. I'm so sorry. I know that they are one of the people that the general public, most of the general public in Canada are on right now. But to be very real and unfiltered, Indians and racism towards black people is insane.
Y'all have already watched the video, and let's start by saying many of these Indian households, they teach their children to dislike black people and only to glorify whiteness. So by the time you see this woman, this Indian woman, she takes the cell phone and records herself. This simply means that she's tired, she's disgusted with the way these racist Indians are treating our black brothers and sisters. This is why they are attacking her, because they're guilty, they're racist. You've also watched a certain video whereby a black guy was denied a room to sleep. And this is something that it often happens in India, whereby us black people are often seen as a threat towards them. This is something that happens oftenly in India, whereby when you're black, they'll harass you, they'll call you different sorts of names. They will always accuse you of crimes with no evidence. These Indians, they're so annoyed and frustrated by this, their fellow Indian woman. Why? Because they don't like to hear the truth. They don't like to admit their mistakes. They feel like she has exposed something in them that should be hidden. And it cannot be hidden, because this is something that you all can see. I believe you've watched each and every clip. You've heard people saying the way they find it very hard to deal with Indians. When you go to Delhi, when you go to where, they'll just harass you because you're dark, because they were taught since their childhood that black is evil, black is dangerous, black is ugly. They were only taught to glorify white people, white eyes, white beauty. Anything that is white is the only thing that it can make them happy. It's the only thing that they can glorify and worship. That's why you'll find these Indian communities aligning themselves with whiteness and at the same time distancing themselves from black. Because as I said, black is evil, black is dangerous. It's so funny how these people, they're so racist towards us black people, and at the same time, their community has people who are darker compared to us black people. Why? Because anti-blackness has nothing to do with the shade. It's about a hierarchy that was created by a white supremacy where blackness was placed at the bottom. You can clearly see that this didn't start from India, from America, or even from Africa. This is something that it started by colonization. That's why you see, before even a black person starts to speak, they've already been programmed. They're meant to worship light features, light skin, light actors, just anything light. That's how the system has positioned us, that we black, we are meant to be looked down upon. Bollywood has strategically portrayed us black people as thugs, desperate, and very dangerous, while on the other side, white has been portrayed as angels. And such kind of stereotypes, they don't only stick in movies, they carry along with us and shape how the world sees us even today. This brings me to why most people, they're not comfortable with their skin tone and they end up bleaching out themselves. If white is privileges, if white is opportunity, then why should you not bleach out your skin? But what I can say, just be you. Don't be pressured because you're not black, you won't do this. Let me tell you guys, melanin is power, melanin is protection, melanin is unique, melanin is priceless. But just do you, my loves. If you feel like being white is prettier, being white, you have more privileges compared to being black, just do whatever your heart wants, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into the video, and let me know what your thoughts are. Do you really think that these Indians out there, they're racist? Have you ever had any encounter with them, and what was it about? Let's clearly keep the discussions ongoing on the comment section. And if you haven't subscribed, please, my loves, subscribe so that we can hit 1,000 subscribers. Thank you so much. One love.